Welcome to Ligonier CampCast. From deep within Western Pennsylvania's Laurel Highlands, it's the closest thing to an official monthly podcast of Ligonier Camping Conference Center.
And welcome again to Ligonier CampCast. This is Tim Habecker from Ligonier Camp, and I am back with you this month with our panel of parents. It's like we're in a time warp because while a month has gone by since you last heard from us, we've spent all of about 45 seconds just kind of taking a little break here and catching our breath. But we want to continue the conversation. And just as I ended the last half of the conversation, I will throw this one. I'm going to throw out to the panel of contestants here. So to remind you who's with us, we have Jenny. Jenny is a mom of two, right, Jenny?
That's right.
Right, two from Northern Virginia. Mm-hmm. And Nathan is a father of, is it just two? Three. Who did I, with apologies to number three, I don't know which one I forgot, but
so you wouldn't forget her.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm in big trouble. So Nathan comes to us from the Commonwealth of Virginia, very different from Northern Virginia. And then there's Holly is also with us from the Pittsburgh area. So the three of you, now we can do this however you like. Like if you think that you might have a solid answer, a solid response to this particular dad joke, by all means, just throw it out there. On the other hand, if you just want to sort of dwell on it a little bit, think about it, that's fine too. So it comes from really an unidentified source. I just have a first name. Her name is Ruth. I don't know who Ruth is or how she got involved in this. But Ruth asks, what does a clock do when it's hungry? What does a clock do when it's hungry? So.
Has seconds.
Oh, Nathan.
That's awesome.
Living up.
Was I right?
You were well. I'm going to give it to you.
That makes sense.
The official answer was it goes back 4 seconds.
Oh, 4 seconds.
And Nathan said it has seconds, and I think that's a winner. So, wow, Nathan, you get the satisfaction of having proven that you are a legitimate bona fide dad because you knew the dad joke. Congratulations, sir. Wow. And on that note, we start this half of the conversation. So we talked last time. We talked a little bit about the different programs. We talked about your kids' experience and your experience, really, just sort of getting acclimated to camp life, why you did it in the first place, and how your kids responded to that. I start out with kind of a lighter question here. When the first time your kids went to camp, did you help them pack? I mean, surely you helped them pack, right? Nathan's like, no.
No.
No?
My daughter's quite independent, and she had packed for summer camp before, and so she did it herself. And
wow.
Well, you all give a good packing list. I printed it for her, but that was basically the extent of my help, is just printing the list. She packed everything, rolled all of her clothes. Now, they did not come back home that way.
Did they come back home?
They did, yes. We almost left the jacket. That was a funny story. But she did it herself. I kind of just double checked with her at the end, but she's like, "Yes, Mom, I got it.
Wow, I'm impressed. That's how.
Well, she was 12 the first time she went to camp.
Okay.
Now my son, who's 6, who will be going for his first time, I strongly doubt that he's going to pack himself. I'm
Okay.
just hoping that he'll be able to take care of himself while he's at camp, but we'll work on that over the next several months.
And a reminder, he's starting with little leagues, right?
Correct. So just two nights.
So if he uses all the underwear on the first night, it's only. You know what? I'm gonna tell a little story about my son. You know, even though it's kind of funny, like we moved up here in 2019, and so 2020 first summer, I think it was 2020. He goes to camp. Granted, all he has to do is walk up the hill, right? Like it's no big deal. But still, it's right. It's a big hill, and it's his first time away from home. So he's not coming home at night. And I had determined, I was like, and I told him before, I was like, Adam, you're just gonna be a regular camper. Like I'm not gonna come. You can come and talk to me anytime you see me if you want, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to go and hang out with you. And my feelings won't be hurt if you don't come talk to me. So like, just go do camp, have fun. And after it was like, I don't know, it was like Wednesday. And my wife is like checking pictures on the website. She's like,
Bunk one.
Tim, can't you maybe exercise your authority here a little bit, like get involved? I was like, what's the problem? She's like, he's still wearing the same shirt that we dropped him off in on Sunday. I was like, dear, I am not getting involved. Like I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. But anyway, the next day he was wearing a different shirt. So I suspected my wife probably talked to someone else and said, whoa, hold on. We gotta take care of this. So,
oh my goodness.
Holly, what about you? Did you help the boys pack?
Yeah. So they, let's see, the first year they went, our first time we went as a family was 2020. So their first time was 2021. So they would have been, 6 and 8. So they had packed for Cub Scout camp a little bit, but so they did most of it. But then, I made sure it all fit in the bag. They pulled everything and I made it all fit in the bag. And they did remember to change their clothes most days, or at least they all came home dirty. But I noticed that I went to pick them up, like, oh, how was camp? And then like, Mom, you didn't pack a toothbrush. I'm like, buddy, yeah, I packed the toothbrush with, the soap and the whole thing. And remember we packed that little shower kit. We made a shower kit just for camp. He's like, no, Mom. And we open up, it's at the bottom of his bag, but because it was dark inside, and I guess it was dark in the cabin, he never did see that it was in the bottom of his bag. So, but he didn't lose any teeth. We still have no cavities. So we made it a week without brushing teeth.
Yeah, that happens. And that happens actually more than you would like to admit. We do have a stash of toothbrushes. Right? You what?
That's part of the fun and beauty of camp. Is getting
that's
stuff
right.
you would never get away with at home.
Fun, yes. Beauty, I'm not so sure about, but definitely fun. But we do try to hook people up with toothbrushes when they forget them. So hopefully that happened. Yeah. Nathan, did anyone help you pack when you came to family camp, or did you just have to do it all by yourself?
It was more getting everything into the car.
I know, right?
That's the hardest part.
We got to get everything into the car. So It is kind of funny. We're doing this little promotion this year. You may have heard about it, Pack the Camp. And, it's if you refer a friend, if you tell us about someone else who you think would enjoy hearing about camp, we'll enter you in a drawing. And the prize is literally a trunk that fits underneath the bunk, filled with a headlamp that has extra batteries, a toothbrush, a toiletry kit, a t-shirt, some of these other essential camp items. So, but
is that retroactive?
I don't know. Well, try it and see. We'll assemble the judicial committee here at Camp, Nathan, and we'll see what happened. The prize committee, I guess, and see what.
We were in a situation like I think, Jenny, you said your daughter said she wanted to go to camp. Friends from college, I guess, had shown their kids Freaky Friday, and their kids were like, we want to go to sleepaway camp. And they're talking to my wife, Rachel. I'm like, well, we've got the place for you. And they have 4 kids, and they've all been through, 2 of them been CITs. So, hey.
Nice.
Yeah, Freaky Friday, The Parent Trap.
Yep.
Trying to think of all like the classic camp movies. I don't know if I'd put Ernest Goes to Camp in that category.
It's a classic.
Yeah, well,
I've never seen it.
Anyone under 30 doesn't have any idea what we're talking about.
And I had to ask our friend, did she do the Lindsay Lohan or the
Yeah,
Haley
right,
Mills
right.
version? Like, I got
Right.
the Haley Mills version. They
Right.
saw the Lindsay Lohan.
I've seen both. So anyway, as parents, what's your favorite thing about camp? So not including family camp. And Holly, you might have alluded to this last month, just about, having dinner by yourselves quietly somewhere, enjoying a little, but maybe aside from the fact that you are unburdened of your kids for an extended period of time, what would you say is one of or some of your favorite things about camp?
I love that they get to go try life on their own.
Yeah.
They're surrounded by loving adults that just aren't related to them, right? So I know that they're well taken care of and looked after, but that they get to kind of try it out without, like when they're real little, mom's not there to intervene if some kid's being a punk, right? So they get to, and that doesn't really happen, and the counselors are there, but more of a just that they get to try themselves out, I guess, is a way of putting it. Like kind of see what they like and don't like, and it's meeting friends and like being worried, am I going to make a friend? And then you have a friend, and you go to pick them up, and they won't leave the rec deck because they don't want to leave their friends from that week of camp. And so you're all playing carpet ball together and getting to meet their parents and the new friends. And I have lost track of the main question, Tim.
Just your favorite things about
Favorite
camp.
part?
Just keep going. You were doing great. Like, we didn't stop you. So
I also like, Ligonier, they do a lot of different things. They kind of expose the kids to different activities that maybe you wouldn't get a chance to try, like the climbing wall or caving. I don't know if they still do it, but at family camp we did, was it plinking? Like a,
yeah.
And that was really fun. And then, in that field where you plink, we started looking for 4-leaf clovers and, the camp is great because there's no screen distractions and they almost don't notice because there's so many fun things to do. And it's go, go, go from morning to night and swimming and, just hanging out at the rec deck, all kinds of fun experiences for them.
Jenny, I'm watching out of the corner of my eye. When Holly said no screen distractions, it seemed to resonate with you. Care to comment?
Well, I agree. It's nice to kind of push them out there into nature and to just rely on fellowship with other peers and just to have conversations, to make friendship bracelets, to go on adventures. And I agree with Holly. It's like they don't even, maybe the first day or two, it's like a little withdrawal from screens and phones. But I think by the end of the week, or the 2 weeks even, it's just like, wow, I just went 2 weeks without a device in my hand. So I think that's worth everything.
Yeah.
And I was also going to say one of my favorite things too is just looking at the photos. I am so grateful that you all have someone that's dedicated to taking pictures of the kids and all the different activities, because I feel like it's just a glimpse into what they're doing, and it's nice to know they're still alive, of course.
That's what we always
But
called it, proof
just
of life.
yes, I know. But I would just update them every night and scroll through the photos just for a glimpse of my girl, and it just makes my heart sing to see how much fun she's having. Even I'll always remember a picture I saw of her from this past summer with just shaving cream all over her face from this funny game that they were playing. And just the smile, just the pure joy and smile she had on her face. I mean, you can't fake that. So, again, one of my favorite things is the photos and seeing those. So I'm grateful for that. And I also like how you invite the parents to come at the very end. You go over the Bible verse that you've been working on for the week and sing some songs, see a slideshow. And I just really enjoy seeing my daughter with her new friends and just worshiping the Lord and being excited for what she's learned that week. Yeah, as a parent, it's just nice to sit back and just take that in. And yeah, just very grateful for that experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Nathan, anything to add just in terms of your favorite, again, not including family camp, not including the time alone with the wife, but what kind of sticks out to you?
Yeah. I'll give you the funny answer and the serious answer, because I did ask the family, like, hey, here are the questions Tim said to think about for the podcast. And to a T, they all said when Dad had to do drink drop.
Okay, please explain.
So, drink drop, you've seen like Plinko on
The Price is
really
Right.
blanking. The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put a little thing down and it tick 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 tick, and whatever it drops in is could be water, could be something really awful. And Dad lost that drink drop at family camp, and that's all they will remember for their big camp experience.
So did that just mean that you got really wet, or was there other things that were placed upon you?
You got to drink what the thing plopped into.
Right.
So I got, they called it the oh gosh, what's the name of your when you do cleanup in the mess hall, when you pour everybody pours all the liquids into the one thing. Yeah. It was not that bad, but it was like the ketchup and chocolate and orange juice.
It wasn't like we were like making you scrape the plates and then eat it.
Yeah.
These are all fresh ingredients.
Ingredients, yes.
You can tell I'm not intimately involved with family camp in the summertime. I've got some other things going on, and that's somebody else's department. So,
well, I thought at Ligonier Live, sometimes the counselors or CITs had to play drink drop.
Sometimes, yeah, it happens occasionally. So
that's the silly answer. But the more serious answer, like I had gone to church camp growing up, but it was church camp in name, but not in how the camp was run. And just, I think Holly, you said you'd gone to winter retreats at Ligonier. When my wife and I were dating in college, we were helping out with the church youth group in Pittsburgh, and I got to go to church winter camps at Ligonier. And what I appreciate most is that it's serious about Jesus. Like the discipleship is there, and it's real, and that's what has stood out to me to other people. Like, to go back to an earlier question, like, well, why do you drive? Surely there's other camps nearby where we live. I'm like, yeah, but like I know this, and they're serious in discipleship and making disciples, and that's what I want. That's important for me and important for my family.
You hit on something there that I think we've sort of realized just recently in the last few months. More and more, and I don't really blame anyone for this, but more and more people kind of think of summer camp as like, well, what are we doing this summer? Like, this will be the summer, I guess, that we sign up for Ligonier or whatever summer camp. And then next summer we'll do something different. And one of the things that we've realized that we need to probably do a little better job of communicating is that actually our hope as a camp is to partner with parents, partner with churches, be a faithful partner in the sense that, if you start at Little Leagues and you make the commitment summer after summer after summer, like there's outcomes, so to speak, that we're shooting for. Okay. I guess, I how do I tee this up, right? Like, I think what you guys are talking about a little bit is how camps changed your kid for the better. And I think that's a general question. I don't think that's a Ligonier camp specific question. I'm going to have our staff probably listen to this podcast, Jenny, because when they complain about pictures and making sure that every kid's in a picture, I'm gonna play them your quote about, no, parents really, like, they love this. And then Nathan chimes in like proof of life, like, yeah, that's important.
Yes.
But also I think just in general, like I've said before, the idea of Christian camp, how have you seen it change your kids for the better? Anyone want to take a stab at it, Jenny?
Yeah. I mean, we're still new so I can't speak so much for proof of concept, I guess. But one thing that has kind of I've been impressed by is just the friendships that she's made. Just for background, my daughter goes to public school, so most of her time during the week, she is around unbelievers. Her close friends at school are unbelievers, and we love them and we welcome them into our home, and I'm very grateful for them. But again, they come from a different worldview than we do. So we don't necessarily agree with a lot of the lifestyle choices that they might make, or things that she's exposed to on a very regular basis. Our church is also very small, so she doesn't have a lot of friends at church either. So the friends she's made at camp have been just a really good support system for her when she's had questions that she doesn't want to talk to mom about. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. But there have been times that she's even come to me. She's like, I've just been so encouraged by the friends that I met at camp. So and so and so and so. I don't even remember all their names. But they just were so encouraging and supportive of me. They gave me really good advice, Mom, and I'm just so grateful for that. So right now, I feel like that I'm encouraged to see her have relationships with other Christian young people, and to know that they do exist, that it's they're out there. And and my prayer as she grows up, of course, and goes off to college and other things, is that she'll always have a group of women in her life that can speak truth to her and encourage her and to love her and to just be the arms and legs of Christ in her life. So that's the thing that I've kind of taken away thus far, and how it's improved her to a degree, that she knows that there's a group that she can go to, that they text or go on FaceTime with, and just to talk about life and different struggles they may have. And I'm grateful for that.
Anyone want to try and follow that?
I can try.
Go for it.
I don't have a daughter, so it'll be a little bit different. My two boys are 2 years apart. And my oldest is, I don't want to say this negatively, but he can be an overpowering presence. So my youngest, who is much more nurturing by nature, sometimes kind of, affects them somewhat. So it was really nice this past year. My oldest was old enough to do next level, and my youngest could do classic camp. So they were there the same week, but they weren't, because they're always 2 years apart. They're always in the same cabin group, so they were separate, being at classic camp and next level. And it was really great. And that also happened to be some of my youngest, his friends, were looking for a camp to, where should we get, they wanted to go to a summer camp. So they went with Ryan for that week at classic camp. So Ryan got to be his own self without his overpowering big brother presence, and kind of be a ambassador for his friends, and everybody had a really great time, and he felt really good about it. And that also helped him that summer. We've been doing church and other things, other youth groups and things, but summer camp really helped him with the quiet times, and his counselors really understand how much God loves him. And that was amazing. And that's been growing ever since. So to me, that's my job's done. Good.
Very good. Very good.
Ryan,
That's awesome.
And for Luke, sorry, now I'm saying all their names, but for Luke, my oldest, he was at next level his first year. And I guess the week that they ended up going, it was just one group of boys. They only had enough for one.
Yep. Remember that
group worth, but they were thick as thieves. They had a great time, and Luke is one of the youngest ones, but he got to kind of try on his he struts. I don't know how to say it, but like to try, just to be in a place like my words are gonna fail me, but that it was okay to kind of be his young teenage self, surrounded by other young teenage boys who were all excited to learn about God. And actually, they've the one good thing I can say about giving him a cell phone was that group from Ligonier has kept in touch this whole time since. They call them the Ligonier homies, and they have a text chain, and they're texting all the time with each other. And so I think that's really fantastic. And they're all different, spiritual maturities, but that they're encouraging each other is great. And then on a more personal note for what camp can do for you, Longview, if speaking from my husband's experience, go as a camper, go to be a CIT and have to clean the kitchen and be the dishwasher and clean the bathrooms. And man, when we had kids and the diapers and the messes that produced out of these kids, he was like gold star husband. He was not fazed at all.
Didn't flinch, did he?
Nope, not at all. He's seen worse,
right? Right. That's awesome.
That was good.
Go, David. Nice job. So, Nathan, what about you?
I think it's in that same vein. Now, have you guys had former campers like show up at your house to spend the night because they were buddies with? We've had more than a few kids from Northern Virginia come down to visit, and I'm like,
Nice.
I get told, oh, hey, so and so's coming on Saturday. We're gonna go to Busch Gardens. I'm like, okay. Who's this again? Oh, we were campers. Oh, okay. And that as Isaac's moved into being a CIT, like there's still these relationships that random kids come down to visit for the weekend to hang out, or Isaac's like, hey, I've got to make a call. Maybe it was one of my campers wants to talk to me, or somebody wants to talk to me. I'm like, okay, and it's I can't pry, so I'm not going to ask like, who is it? What's going on? But it's like he's got this relationship, and it matters, and it's important enough that this person wants to talk to him, and so he's going to take, hey, Dad, I got a call at 7:00 with somebody. I'm like, okay, it's all right, sure, we'll make it work, and that that those relationships are there and that the desire to continue them is there. It's not just 2 weeks in the summer, that it spreads out through our year.
It's really cool just to listen to you guys talk. I mean, I know that it's gratifying for us just to hear those kinds of things. And it's not like we'd never hear it. I mean, we do. But I think other things that we hear, and just that we know, because we're parents too, camp's expensive, camp's far away. It is an investment. Like, it really is. And just like any investment, if you put your money in a stock or if you put it in a fund or something like that, there's no guarantee what the return on that investment's going to be. And I can't do that. Camp can't do that. We can't say, hey, you know what, you send your kids to camp and this is the kind of person they're going to, come out like. And we can't say that, we can't guarantee that they're not going to run into a jerk. We can't guarantee that they're going to change their clothes every day. My kid didn't. All those kinds of things. But it is something that we see over and over, just the way that it impacts a kid's life. And I'm a parent of teenagers too, and my kids have been to camp, and they still talk about, and my son works here now in the summertime. Like, his goal is to try and learn how to drive every piece of equipment that we own. He's not even 16 yet, but that's his goal. Like, it's just a unique phenomenon, really. And to think back over 110, 11, however many years it's been, like all the people who've kind of come through and the ways that it's changed and the ways things have developed and progressed. And so I think what we're hearing is, really, you're reporting on, you guys are, the return on your investment that you've made in camp, as well as, for certainly Holly, we tongue in cheek about David changing diapers and so on and so forth, but the return on the investment in his own life over really a lifetime. And that's not everybody. Certainly not everybody's going to be able. I didn't think I'd be working here, 25 years after I was a counselor, but it kind of gets its claws into you and drags you back. So I guess just to kind of close out, we're getting down to the end. Just if you had an opportunity, how would you encourage a parent who's nervous about sending their child to camp? Or how would you encourage a child who might be nervous about going to camp? Just imagine yourself, Jenny, you're in your small little church, or Nathan and Holly, you guys are in your neighborhoods and you're talking to someone and you talk about camp and your kid's experience. And a parent says, man, I could never imagine, like, that sounds great, but I just don't, how on earth did you get your kid to do it? And meanwhile, their 10-year-old is like doing that thing where they kind of try to hide and become invisible behind mom or dad, because they're like, oh no, this is a bad, I don't want to hear about this. Like, how would you encourage the nervous parent and child about camp if you just had like 15, 30 seconds to do it?
I asked my daughter that question, actually. And her first word was, it's life-changing.
Jeez.
And for the good. I mean, it wasn't like, oh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I guess it could go either way, right? But no, she said it in all honesty. It was life-changing. Just the different things that she experienced. Kind of what Holly was saying, things that you would never do on a normal basis. She went whitewater rafting for the first time, and she said, it was the best day of my life, Mom. That was just so much fun. And just to see your child enjoy God's creation and just to be in it, to be with other believers, I think that's worth it. And if we're in the business as parents of training, future adults, I think there comes a point too that you do need to kind of let your child come out of your shadow, literally and figuratively, um, to learn how to make friends and even just learning how to take care of yourself to some degree, brushing your teeth, changing your clothes. And what better place than to try that and to start learning how to do that in a wonderful environment like Ligonier Camp, with people who genuinely love and care for our kids. And there's an element of trust too. I don't know every single person that works there, but I do know that the interactions I've had on email with people who work there, and just even in the drop off line, that I know my kids are in good hands, and ultimately trusting in the Lord that He has got them taken care of, and that He's going to do mighty things in their lives. It could be in one summer, it could be over 5 summers. We don't know, but we know that He has a plan for them. And yeah, I feel like if we don't let them go out, we might not ever know what that is. But life changing. That's there you go. You heard it from,
that's pretty
from
good.
my daughter.
Yeah, I'll take that. Nathan, Holly, what about if you had a chance to just offer some encouragement to someone who's not quite sure, needs that little push?
Do you want to go, Holly? Yeah.
Okay. Well, we ran into this situation last summer, actually. And I said, well, our boys went the first time, and, it was a little hard. We were a little apprehensive. But every year since, it's, when are we going to Ligonier? What week can we go? Well, we went this past week, and, last year we went that week, and our friends will be back that week. Or so they love it so much. They want to go back over all the other camps and options that we, offer up for them. So I think that speaks volumes in itself, that yes, anything you do the first time is you're a little nervous about it. But that it was an overwhelming, we want to do it again. And hey, we want to invite our friends, and, we just think this is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Pittsburgh, since it's a reasonable driving distance, we've even said, if you're really nervous about it, maybe you can go visit the camp, call ahead, arrange something so you can kind of get a lay of the land if you want, for some kids. I had another friend of the family who has younger kids and some of different challenges. And we said, well, let's, try family camp first. That worked out great for us. And that ended up being a good solution for them. But yeah, I would just say it's worth trying, and be prepared to have to sign up every year after that.
It's a commitment.
Yep.
Nathan, you've got the last word.
Oh boy. Okay. So again, you'll get the silly answer, then you'll get some more serious answers. One of your prep questions was, did your kids ever get homesick? And I asked that, and our youngest, who's got a great personality, said, why would I homesick? How can I be homesick? I'm at camp. So there's your sell on camp, like homesick. There's so much fun things to do. Why would I be homesick? And then the more serious answers, for what I said earlier, just the intentionality of discipleship is like to me, is a huge, for lack of a better word, selling point for camp. And then, like you said, Holly, family camp, it's low stakes and everything's taken care of for you. You just have to show up. Meals, everything taken care of. Activities for kids taken care of. It's an easy ease into if you have any apprehension about camp. Go to family camp. It's fun. You're all there together, and everything's taken care of. I think another mom made this joke to us, like the difference between a vacation and a trip. Like if I still have to we still have to cook, we still have to meal plan, we still have to do everything. That's not
Right.
not it. Like family camp, everything's taken care of for you. Easy peasy to do, and a good introduction to camp.
Well, that's awesome. We've managed to exceed most people's daily commute time with this podcast now, so we've got to wrap it up. But I want to thank you guys for making yourselves available and being able to do this on a Sunday night. It's taken some time out of your schedules, and it's been fun to talk with you. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Hopefully the nerves are gone now. I mean, it's over. So, but, hopefully it's, something that other parents, other families will be able to listen to and kind of get a feel for things. So like I've said before a couple times, if you're listening out there, spread this around, share it around. Share it with other parents, share it with other families that you're aware of. Throw it out there at church. Have people listen to the experiences of some real live parents who are just doing the best that they can, just like you are, and can kind of share their experience about camp and so on. It's also, Holly, you mentioned the idea of coming and visiting camp. We'll actually have an open house. That is what we're calling it, an open house at camp on April 27th. That's Sunday afternoon, coming up the end of April. So anyone who would like to come out, whether you're in the Pittsburgh area or not, if you want to come out and just see the place and get the grand tour and hear more about how we operate, how we do things here and what we're about, that's a great opportunity to do so. Also, visit the website, ligonniercamp.org, and all our registration information, program information, and things like that are there. And you know what? If you come down to it and you just can't seem to find the answer that you're looking for, just call me, 724-238-6428. Don't worry, that's not my cell number. But just call the office, and we'll be happy to help you out however we can. So this has been a good time. And again, thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And the rest of you, we will be with you next month on Ligonier CampCast. So stay tuned for what's coming up next. Have a good time. We'll see you again. Bye.
Ligonier Camp and Conference Center exists to provide people with reflective and recreational opportunities that will build faith in Christ, self-esteem, and supportive relationships. To learn more about our summer camp programs, guest groups, events, and much more, please visit ligonniercamp.org. Thanks for listening to the Ligonier CampCast.